built in an island in the middle of the Vltava river in Prague. Today we are going to visit the Kampa Island and its own Kampa Museum. Welcome back, or welcome if it's the first time you're watching one of my videos. So today we are going to visit the third country of this second season of European attraction, and today it's the turn of the Czech Republic with its capital in Prague, and we are going to visit a really fine building. So let's get tuned, let's start this video. So, Czech Republic, also known as Czechia, is a country in the Central Europe that is neighbor to Germany, Austria, Slovakia and Poland. The Czech state origin were coming from the late 9th century, where it was known as the Duchy of Bohemia under the great Moravian Empire, and he reached his biggest land expansion in the 14th century, where Prague was the imperial seat, and in the periods between the 14th century and the 17th century. Then, as almost all the country in Central Europe between the 17th and 20th century, let's say that many major powers were controlling the country, and so this is why all the different mixture of culture come from. So Czech Republic is a pluralist, multi-party parliamentary representative democracy with its own president as head of the state and its own prime minister as head of the government. And of course there is a parliament, a chamber of deputies and a senate, and yes, it's like any normal European country. Czech economy gets substantial income from tourism, and for instance Prague is the 5th most visited city in Europe after London, Paris, Istanbul and Rome, and the total earning of from tourism reached more than 100 billions, making up 5% of the national income. Czech Republic is it's not the whole city or the whole country part of the World Heritage, but there are more than tens of spots that are listed in as World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. The three main trends of architecture in the Czech Republic are the Gothic one, the Renaissance and the baroque. But first, let's get to talk a little bit about the city, the capital, the largest city and most important city in the country. That is Prague. So, where is it? So Prague is in the center, in the middle of the country, actually a little bit on the northwest side of the center of the country, and is the biggest and richest city in Czech Republic, and one of the largest city in all of the European Union. Let's say in the middle, like 14th place, 14 spots out of 28. Of course, Prague, being the capital, is the main center for political, cultural, and economic and education, everything in the country, in the Czech Republic, and is also rich in the history around it. So Prague is still home for very numerous known cultural attractions that survive all the, let's say, the violence and overthrown all the attacks or the battlefield, and like the Prague Castle, the Charles Bridge, the Old Town Square, the Prague Astronomical Clock, the Jewish Quarter, the Petrin, and Isalnd, and many other buildings. So the city has more than 10 major museums, and along with the theaters, galleries, cinema, and historical exhibits. So Prague is supposed to be the largest, but not just the largest, but the most populous city in the country, and it is actually holding host for like almost 15% of the whole country. So as well as the population, also the economy, the Prague economy, account almost for about a quarter of all Czech GDP, and is the highest performing regional economy in the country, of course. One of the main income of Prague is its tourism. There are so many attractions, so many museums, as I told you before, 12 spots nominated in the World Heritage Sites by the UNESCO, and so people from all over the world come every year to see this kind of these buildings. Yes, like a dancing house in the center, the municipal house, or maybe even a statue, like or monuments, like Franz Kafka monument. Okay, there are even so many things to visit. Like the old city is actually not that big, but it's full of every corner you turn, like you are looking at something amazing. So today it was our aim to visit not like the old city, that the old town that actually everybody is talking about, but we are going to visit the Kampa Island and of course Kampa Museums. Really a fast tour. For a few minutes I will talk about it. Let's get to talk about Kampa Island. What is Kampa Island? Kampa Island is an island in the Vltava, a river in the center of Prague, on the side of the Malastrana. Charles Bridge, that actually is one of the main historical bridge that cross the river in Prague. Of course, cross its northern tip of the island, and it is connected to the island by a street called Ulična Kampa, of course, that is linked in the Kampa Island. The area was named in the 17th century as the campus field by some Spanish soldier who turned there during the Battle of the White Mountain. If you don't know, the Battle of White Mountain was an important battle in the early stage of the 30 Years' War. Okay. Kampa is home to museums on the inside of the island, and these museums is actually a modern art gallery, of Prague, and inside is a show off of Central European and in particular Czech works. The pieces are actually from a private collection of some important lady of the Czech Republic, of the best, and the museum has opened on 2003 and is housed in the Sofa Mills, the western bank of the Kampa Island on the river, of course, as I told you before, of Vltava. In the front of the museums there is also a real important and famous sculpture of a chair that is actually a landmark that is visible from the other side of the river, made by Magdalena Jetelova. And so the collection contains one of the largest collection of work by one of the founders of modern abstract painting, František Kupka. I don't know if my pronounce is correct, and many other works by other important artists of the 20th century, from the so-called Eastern Bloc. And so the mission of the museums of Kampa Island is the care of this private collection of works by this modern artist, and of course is to provide a testimony for a difficult time, because all these works took place during a really tough period for Czech Republic, and yes, that's it. Over many years the museum has held exhibition featuring many other important international artists and designers. And so this was a really fast wrap of the Kampa Island, because the main attraction is of course the museums. For the rest is just vegetation and tree and nature. And yes, this was it. So if you want to let me know something, or if you have been in Prague already, let me know where you have been in the comment down below, or just let me know, just show me some love if you did like the video, and subscribe of course if you didn't already. Next week we are going to visit a new country as always, and so if you don't want to miss that video, make sure to hit the notification button, and so you won't miss our next video. And yes, as always I will leave you with our slogan: let's make together a better world, because actually we can, if we just do a little bit and we do it all together. So see you next time.